Hello and welcome to Rathods IS Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 10th November 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. And today it is Sunday. So because of this there are very less number of articles which are relevant from your examination point of view. And in this class we are going to discuss 4 to 5 articles, that's it. So that too I searched a lot in the morning to discuss because I will be not discontinuing this Hindu, right? So because of that I searched a lot of the things and I found around 4 to 5 articles which are relevant from your examination point of view, and we are going to see that. And today mains question obviously I will be giving from current affairs itself. Okay, see this article guys, title once. Ransomware attack hit key defense unit last year, says DOPT. So this article is talking about ransomware. It is nothing but it is a type of cyber threat. So where you will be saying about the cyber security issues, in which subject? Okay, so it is talking about cyber threat. So the keyword here is cyber threat, that to ransomware. So this article you will be seeing in your GS paper 3 under science and technology, and even whenever the cyber attack which is happening in our key defense equipment, then it comes under GS paper 3 under internal security. And even because of the cyber threats, how it is going to have impact on our society. So even we can connect this topic from our society and social issues as well, from GS1 and GS2. Okay, so what exactly you have to see from this article? So first you have to see what is this ransomware? What is this ransomware? And second important one is you have to see other types of cyber threats. And you have to see what are the causes, why these cyber threats are increasing day by day. And next one is you have to see what are the measures already taken by Government of India. Measures already taken by Government of India to deal with these cyber threats in India. For example, we have I4C, we have certain. So like that, what are the kinds of the mechanisms that we have in our country? We have to know that. And next you have to see what is the way forward. So actually I want to give you homework on this topic guys. So see about the different types of cyber threats, and you have to see what are the measures which are present in our country at central level to control these cyber threats or cyber attacks. So these two things that you have to do some research today after this class and try to make a notes. And because of increasing of cyber threats or cyber security issues nowadays, so there will be a question in your GS paper 3 for sure for 10 marker or 15 marker in your mains. And apart from this, even there is a high chance of getting a case study in your GS paper 4, which comes under your ethics, integrity and aptitude. For example, if you are head of a cyber cell, so if there is a threat that you find, so if there is any kind of cyber attack which had been happened in your department, so as a head, how you are going to deal with that? So how you will be using already existing mechanism of our Government of India to control that? Or else how you will be increasing awareness about that kind of threats to the people? Okay, so in this way, there will be a case study from your GS paper 4 and you have to be prepared with that. So to answer that question also, you have to know about what are the measures already taken, and you need to know about way forward. Then only you can raise this case studies as well. So entire ethics, integrity and aptitude is not about the values, morals, ethics only, but even 50% of your ethics, which is your GS. So if you are having the good knowledge of GS, obviously you can write very good answers for your case studies. Okay. Now let us move on to this article. Let us exactly see what is this topic is saying about. So in 2023, a ransomware attack which happened on our key defense unit in India. So this is now reported by Department of Personal Training, DOPT, said that yes, in 2023 there was a ransomware attack which happened on our key defense unit. And in this case, which had been investigated by whom? CBI. CBI investigated multiple types of cyber crimes, including significant data breaches and as well as attack on this defense units in our country. So finally, this report of CBI is saying that there is increasing of this cyber incidents are happening. So especially 16 lakh cases they had been reported. So you can see the number of cases 16 lakhs. So because of this, now we need enhanced cyber security measures and we need collaboration between the stakeholders at the local level, at the district level, at the state level, at the national level, and even international level, so that we can combat these type of cyber security threats. So this is about the summary of this article. So now let us analyze each and every point which is given in this article. So first important point they focused is, ransomware impact on national security. So whenever this kind of cyber attacks which happen on our key defense unit, so defense is very important. It may be either Navy, Army and as well as Air Force. If attack is happening on our defense unit, can we maintain proper national security? No. So there will be impact on our national security. So because of this data, we can understand that yes, even our national security infrastructure that we are using for providing of the national security, they are having vulnerability. So we need to have proper cyber security protocols. So write this word, cyber security protocol. So why we need this cyber security protocol? So we have to protect our sensitive information and as well as operations for maintaining of our national security. The first important point is, because of this kind of attacks on our defense unit, so it is undermining our national security. So we need to have a proper cyber security protocol to improve our security mechanisms, and we can protect our sensitive information and about the details of any operations which are made by our defense. Okay. So second important point which is focused in this article is, there is increased cyber incidents in our country. So if you see the data, then you will be getting surprised. So in 2017, the number of cases of this kind of security things which find was around 53,000 cases only. But by 2022, it was around 16 lakh cases. So from 53,000 to 16 lakh cases that had been filed just within a time gap of 5 years. So within 5 years, there is increased number of cases by 1,000-fold times. So we can understand that because of increasing of science and technology, it is not only having the positive things, we are also having the negative things. So whenever you're writing about disadvantages of improvement of science and technology, you can add this data of escalation of cyber attacks. Okay, so because of this, this article is saying that we need to have some urgent reforms and we need to invest even in the cyber security measures as well. Okay, so not only we have to focus on investment on roads, investment on railways, and investment on anything, but even cyber security measures is also very important now, because now especially data became a big weapon. Okay, data, it is like a fuel now. So because of this, we have to focus on protection of that data. So we need to invest on the cyber security measures. Second point is, like, write about the cyber security measures and investments in this sector. And third important point which said that, yes, we are also having concerns regarding data protection. So especially there is a breach of personal data as well. So because of this, it is one of the critical concerns about how we are maintaining this data privacy and how we are protecting data in India. So we have to focus on stricter regulations and as well as practices regarding safeguarding of citizen information. So recently we passed data protection bill. Okay. So here, rather than that, we need to have proper stricter regulations of protection of especially personal data of people. And next one is, if you want to address this kind of cyber threats, so cyber attacks will be The person will be there in some other country and he will be attacking Indian equipment or Indian systems. So because of this, we need to have international collaboration. So we need to have the proper collaboration between the countries so that we can focus on addressing of this cyber crimes. And next one here is, even there is emerging threats from cyber security frauds. So what is a cryptocurrency? Yes, digital currency, so which mainly works on blockchain technology. So actually now there is also rise of cryptocurrency related scams. So because of this, no country is having proper laws and regulations regarding controlling of this cryptocurrency. So here now we need to have regulatory frameworks to address this complexities of digital currencies that we are having now. So even India is also having central bank digital currency. So we need to have the proper rules and regulations which will address this problem of cryptocurrency related scams so that we can protect citizens from financial frauds. Yeah, this is RBI's digital central bank currency. Yeah. So it is having a lot of difference between this blockchain technology and central bank digital currency. So here we need to have laws for this cryptocurrency like bitcoins. Okay, and next one here is, there is also increasing of diversity in cyber threats, like they will be using ransomware, sometimes they will be using spies, sometimes they will be using bugs. So here we have to know about how these cyber threats or attacks are evolving day by day, and we need to have a proper comprehensive cyber security strategy so that we can focus on prevention, detection and response towards the cyber security threats. And last but not least, even people need to get awareness about this kind of cyber threats. For example, if they are getting any links or any calls from different numbers, so how they have to act towards them. So whenever any link they are getting, like you won this lottery of 100 crore rupees. So if you click on this link and fill the details, and you will be getting that money transferred into your account. So like that, so cyber financial frauds are happening. So here people need to get awareness about the cyber security issues, how they have to act if they are getting any malicious links or if they are getting any calls like that, and they should not share any OTP like that, so that they will be protecting themselves against this attack. Okay, and see this article. Ahead of COP29 meet, India to emphasize Paris deal on climate finance from developed nations. So what is this article talking about? The first one, it is clear that it is talking about COP29. So this is the first keyword. And second, it is talking about Paris deal. So what is this Paris deal is about? Reducing of global temperature by 1.5 to 2 degrees centigrade when we are comparing with pre-industrial levels, that is 1990s. But they are talking about Paris deal on climate finance. So what is this climate finance? It is not talking about exactly the decreasing of temperature. It is talking about Paris climate deal on finance. What is this climate finance? What is that finance is about? How much money? It is nothing but $100 billion. So actually this $100 billion to be given by developed countries to developing and less developed countries. Okay, so now this article is saying that we are going to have this COP29 from November 11 to November 22, right? So in this meet, now India, it is going to be focused on this climate finance, especially from developed countries to developing countries. So from which subject you can see this? From GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. Okay, so what are the things that you have to focus on, like which dimensions you have to see? You have to see about what is this conference of parties, and you have to see important conference of parties like conference of parties 15, 21, like that. And you have to see about what is this climate finance. So whether these $100 billion had been achieved or not. According to you, whether we got this finance or not from developed countries? What is your opinion? Yes? We got. So what we did do? What we do? So whether whatever the finance that we got, whether we achieved the objective or not? Yes or no? Now what might be done? Where we can focus on investment of this money? Environment, next. Science and technology, next. Identification of proper mitigation, okay, next. So if you are in that head, what will you do? What would you do? Like where you will be investing that money? Industries, how? Reducing of carbon dioxide emission from industries, next. Especially what are the problems in our country, where you will be focusing on in India point of view? So in India, obviously, we are third most largest emitter of carbon dioxide emissions. So you have to focus on decreasing of carbon dioxide emissions. And apart from that, in which areas you can focus on, Ravi? Promoting? Only afforestation. Is that afforestation is enough? Urban heat islands. How you can decrease that urban heat islands? Okay, green vehicles or electric vehicles. Already government is focusing on that. We are having our own countries programs of PME drive. Then why you will be using this climate finance fund for that? Are you getting my question? Uh, 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 mm. So whenever there is increasing of temperature of sea, what happens? The absorption of carbon dioxide will be affected. So we have to focus on decreasing of sea temperature. Okay, valid point. Next. Come on, think. You can do it. Abhinaya, think where we have to focus on. Green vehicles, okay. Sea level temperature, okay. Next, we have to focus on renewable energy. Yes. We have to go for fast transition towards renewable energy. Next. Hmm? Yes, we can you focus on afforestation, that is Miyawaki method, that is about urban afforestation. Next. Okay, capturing of carbon. Yes, other countries are using this technology of capturing of carbon from atmosphere. We can also bring that technology. Okay, next. Conversion of? Yeah, that's what she's saying. Next. Ravi? Uh, Agroforestry, okay. Okay, next. We are selling. Uh, Come on. What? It's in news yesterday, I think so. Ah, come on. Yesterday or day before yesterday? Kigali Agreement, HFCs. Ah, ah. Yeah, cooling infrastructure. Very good. Next. Come on. You can do it, guys. At least if you are able to write 5 to 6 points, then your work is done. Yeah. Huh? Only 4 points. I want 2 more points, Monica. Solar PM Bijli Muft Yojana. Uh, okay, we don't have investment. Okay, for that we can use this climate finance. Next. Yes, of course. Yes, I want this point. Carbon markets. Next. Carbon trading. Next. Okay, so let me explain this. So actually there is one new point we have to focus on. Yes, of course. Somebody said that point. Afforestation. You didn't? Whenever we are going for afforestation, then only we can increase this forest cover, right? Then what will you do? Directly bring you big trees and planting. It won't. No discrimination here. Encroachments, how? Uh, That comes out of that only. We have to control deforestation. Okay, let us see. Ahead of COP29 in Baku, India is set to emphasize the need for developed nations to enhance climate finance. Especially here, India is saying that whatever the climate finance was accepted during this Paris Agreement. So here, developed countries need to provide that climate finance to the developing countries. And actually, what is that climate finance amount? It is $100 billions. That should be given on every year basis, annual climate finance target. So here we have to meet this annual finance target of $100 million. And actually there is some ambiguity, like questions regarding this climate finance. So now try to write down this point. So India wants to come up with a new commitments, and that new commitments is nothing but new collective quantified goal by 2045. So it is very important. So India is going to come up with this new collective quantified goal of 2025, and which is focusing on genuine climate finance over business as usual approaches. So we are going to come with the genuine climate finance under this new collective quantified goal by 2025. Especially we are focusing that developed countries, they have to give this finance to developing countries under this. Okay, so there is, yeah. Mm. Ah. Mm. So we are going to take the funds only. We are coming under the category of developing countries only. India didn't get this, achieve this Viksit Bharat. So if India achieve this Viksit Bharat by 2047, then India needs to provide the fund to the developing countries then. So we have the status of only developing now. No, no, it is not about this. Okay, so the first point which is said here is India stands at COP29. So India is focusing on increased climate finance, and India is playing as a leader of this global south among these developing nations, and it is advocating that equitable support from developed countries to combat climate change. So actually in this Paris Agreement itself, developed countries, they agreed that we are going to transfer technology and we are going to give some finance like $100 billion every year for these developing countries and as well as less developed countries to combat this climate change. So here India became as a leader of this global south, right? So because of this, India is advocating about this climate finance now as a leader. And next one here is there is lack of clarity regarding what constitutes this climate finance. So which country need to give how much amount of fund under this $100 billions. For example, we are having different developed countries entirely. This Western countries are called as developed countries. So which country will be giving how much finance? There is lack of ambiguity. There is lack of clarity regarding this. And even there is differing interpretations of $100 billion target. It indicates that is in international climate negotiations itself, there is no standardized definition regarding climate finance. So this is one important problem regarding this climate finance. And next one here is under this Paris Agreement. So India reinforces that its commitment to the multilateral approach to climate action, and it is saying that yes, collective responsibility is very important, especially developed countries. They have to take the collective responsibility of this climate change, and they have to provide this transfer of technology and climate finance. But actually, whenever this Trump came into power in the first phase, he didn't focus on this climate change adaptation. He didn't provide any fund. So because of this, here now India is saying that we need to have the collective responsibility regarding this climate finance. And even OECD countries, they are saying that already these countries, developed countries, they provided fund of 100 billions. So OECD claims the target has been met. But there is a problem of lack of effectiveness of using of these funds. So we don't know in which area these countries they used these funds. So here we need proper transparency now, and we need proper accountability regarding this climate financing. And actually now under this new target of India, that is NCQG by 2025, it is saying that we are more ambitious about this finance commitments now, and we need to meet these climate targets. because if you're not meeting what are the climate targets which are present with the countries, so we will be having the negative impacts of this climate change. Especially India is more vulnerable because of this climate change. You can see there is increasing of sea level. It is having impact on our 7,500 kilometers of coastline. And because of increasing of cyclones in Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, again that will be impact on this coastal states. And even you can see droughts is happening, unseasonal rainfalls is happening in some areas, urban floods is happening, cloud burst is happening, landslides are happening, and yeah, glacial melting is happening. So all these problems are happening. So entire India, just central part of India is somewhat secure, but entire our boundary is vulnerable to this climate change. So because of this, India is very much concerned about this finance. And next one here is, yes, India is also saying one more thing, that yes, what are the investments that we are getting? So we have to focus on where exactly we are investing, whether we are investing on cooling technology, or whether we are investing in clean technology, clean air technology, or for example, whether we are focusing on shifting towards renewable energy. So we need to be very much cautious about the approach of our investments. Okay, and next one here is we have to focus on global emission reduction also. So what is the goal? The goal here is achieving of 45% of reduction in emissions by 2030. So we can write this point. So global target is to reduce 45% of emissions by 2030. So most of our targets are by 2030. Even when we discussed one article regarding, yes, Trump came into power by, this is second phase of Trump. So he is not at all focusing on the climate, and we are having the more goals that we have to achieve by 2030, right? So that is sustainable development goals and even reduction goals. Okay, so already the time is very less. We are having only 6 years of time now from now. So here we have a very severity now. We are in a very severe case of this climate crisis. So now at least developed countries, they have to come forward, and we need to take a collective need for immediate action, and we need substantial financial resources to take any action against this climate change. So this article is very important, and today's main question is based on this. What happened, Manoj? Okay, see this article. Accessibility for disabled person is a fundamental right. Rule stop quote. Tell me what this article is about. Fundamental right. So where we will be studying about this fundamental right? Part 3 of Indian Constitution articles. Articles. Fundamental rights articles. What is 12 and what is 13? 12 and 13? Ravi? Very good. Article 12 to Article 35 comes under Part 3 of Indian Constitution, is your fundamental rights. Okay, so right of this disabled persons comes under which fundamental right? Right to disabled persons. Rights of this disabled person, that is accessibility for disabled persons, comes under exactly which article of fundamental rights? So these people are also the part of our society or not? Can we exclude them? No. So which article can we relate? Right to freedom, or right to equality, or right to life. Next, right to religious freedom, or right against exploitation. So in which article? Tell me exactly. Manoj, which article? Right to equality. Okay. Nadisha? Right to freedom. You? Right to equality. You? Don't they have right to life? Right to life with personal liberty? Now tell me, which article you will be connecting with this? Everyone. So tell me one by one. Ravi, which articles? Right to education. So actually, do you agree with whether these disabled people having the same accessibility with other normal people? No. So can you give me some examples where you're not having proper accessibility? Okay, in public places. Okay. Okay, steps. Okay. So for example, if this disabled people is having disability of eyes, if they can't see, they need to have the books of Braille language. So do we have this Braille language which is for your civil services book, any book? No. And do they are having the special hearing aids? Yes, we are having, because of science and technology developments, we are providing some hearing aids so that they can hear something. But if you see the disability of a person who cannot walk, so there is no proper accessibility for the education institutions, no, and even these people, they don't have the proper healthcare services, they don't have proper education services. So because of this, here this article is saying that these people, they are also belonging to our society and they are integral part of society. So whenever we are focusing on inclusive growth, inclusive development, inclusive word, so these people need to be also taken into consideration so that we can achieve this inclusive growth or inclusive development or anything. So this is the thing which mainly said by our Supreme Court. Okay, so from which subject you will be dealing with this? Only polity, governance, society, economy, economy next, social issues. Okay, so here this article is saying that Supreme Court of India said accessibility for disabled person is a fundamental human right, but in India it is largely unfulfilled. So the Supreme Court itself said that it is largely unfulfilled in India. So here Chief Justice is emphasized that yes, we need to have a universal design in public and private spaces so that we can integrate inclusion of these people as well. So you have to write about universal design. So whenever you're writing any answer regarding this disabled people, in the way forward, write this point: a universal design, which said by Supreme Court is required for public and private spaces, so that we can focus on inclusive growth. So whenever you are writing about any answer regarding inclusive growth or inclusive development, obviously you will be getting a question regarding that. So there also you can add about this people with disabled, and you can write about this universal design. And even Supreme Court said that these people had been excluded. Okay, so here the first important point focused here is now Supreme Court also recognized the right of these people, and Supreme Court ruling is saying that these people are largely excluded. So because of this, we need to recognize this disabled person's rights now, and we need to affirm that accessibility is very essential for right to equality and right to life with dignity. So if you want to ensure that, yes, we have to focus on the recognizing of this disabled people. And wherever you are writing your answers, try to include articles as well. Don't forget. And next one is we have to focus on a design. So especially Supreme Court said that we need to call for a universal design. So this universal design should be implemented not only in the public spaces, but even private places equally, so that we can enhance societal participation of these disabled individuals. These people are also as much as competent with other people, but they are having some disability. So based on this disability, we should not exclude them. Even if they are working or if they are entering into the workforce, they will also contribute to our society. And next one here is Supreme Court acknowledgement. It is focused on especially emotional and relational needs of these disabled individuals. And Supreme Court also understand this disability, and even Supreme Court is urging that society should need to be provide some supportive environment for these people as well, so that we can increase the relationship and as well as intimacy with these people as well. And this one is now Supreme Court is pushing for mandatory accessibility standards, so that here everyone, not only public but even private people, need to be compliant. That means they have to follow that for sure. That will lead to, whenever anything which is said mandatory now, what happens, can we see there will be improvements in infrastructure? Yes. So whenever Supreme Court said that we need to follow this mandatory rules for this inclusivity or accessibility of these disabled people, now we can see some improvements in the infrastructure and as well as services provided by both public and as well as private individuals. And next one here is we are also focusing on social model shifts, especially we are focusing on removing of the societal barriers. So whenever we are making mandatory, like in any office we have to appoint this physically disabled person, at least one or two. Obviously, we will be removing this societal barriers as well, so that we can come up with some systemic changes. So whenever we are bringing some changes in the institutions, obviously we can increase accessibility for these people. They will be also coming forward to enter into the workforce. And next one here is, whenever we are focusing on this increasing of accessibility, so we will be starting making some design process so that we can focus on increasing of inclusion of these people. And next one is, we need to have a holistic approach towards increasing of accessibility so that we can increase even the right to privacy and as well as personal relationship. Obviously, we can improve overall quality of life of these people as well. Okay, clear? So these are the points that you have to focus on this disabled people. Okay, see this article, very interesting. India will fail to meet 2025 TB elimination target. What is this article talking about, guys? TB elimination. What is this TB? Tuberculosis caused by virus or bacteria or amoeba? Bacteria. Name of that bacteria? I read in my school days. Why are you asking now, ma'am? But in my current affairs classes, many a times I had said about this. Ravi, tell me the bacteria causing this TB. No idea. Abhinaya? No, don't know. Have you read in your school days? Tell me. Tell me in Kannada. Tell me in Kannada. Monica? Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis causes this TB. So which will be affecting which part of your body? Only lungs? In this TB, we have two types of TB, pulmonary TB and extra pulmonary TB. Pulmonary TB means which will be affecting only your lungs. So whenever your lungs will be get affected, you will be getting science in this what? So how you can say that person is having TB? By coughing. So whenever he is coughing, he will be releasing some sputum along with blood, everything, breathing difficulties, everything. Okay. Extra pulmonary TB means even your eyes, even your throat, your kidneys will be affected by this bacteria. So it is not like this bacteria will be attacking only your lungs. It will be attacking any part of your body. That comes under extra pulmonary TB. So tell me about some recent advancements regarding TB in our country. What is that treatment regime? I'll beat you after this class. BPAL. So what is a BPAL? BPAL full form. BPAL. B is for bedaquiline. P is for L is for so refer once. Okay, what are the advancements are there? So try to refer that. So this article is saying that India is unlikely to meet our ambitious target of eliminating TB by 2025. So actually earlier target was to eliminate in 2020 itself. So what happened during 2020 and 2019? So we had this pandemic COVID-19. So because of this, we didn't achieve our target by 2020. So that this target had been increased to 5 more years by 2025. Now we are in almost end of 2024. So within 2 to 3 months, we will be entering into 2025. So can we achieve this target of elimination of TB? No. So that is the thing which mainly said here. So the country's TB incidence and mortality rates are very high. So because of this, we are not going to achieve this target. So this is the thing which mainly said. So now let us see the important key points which are given here. So first one here is, yes, our government of India's target of elimination of this TB is by 2025, and it is a very, very bold statement. Why? Because if you see what is happening on reality, that is the data which suggests that it is an unattainable target. So there is lot of difference, or there is a lot of gap between political ambitions and as well as what are the actual health outcomes that we are having in our country. So here this article is saying that we are going to fail to meet this target. Already happened in 2020, but even though in 2025 also we are not going to meet this target. So what are the problems? Why we are not going to meet this target here is we need to have the proper strategies and we need to have the proper resource allocations so that only we can achieve this target. So actually this article is saying that, so if you see the data clearly what is happening on reality, only 18% of reduction in this cases happened and only 24% of this death since 2015 had been decreased. But when we want to say that this disease is eliminated, there should be 0 deaths and as well as 0 incidence of cases. But only from 2015 onwards, we reduced 18% of incidence of cases and 24% of deaths. So here we need to see that 75% of reduction of cases and 50% of reductions of deaths should be achieved if we want to get this target of elimination of this TB, but it is very difficult. So even there is one problem that there is misleading claims are coming from the government that there is 17.7% of decline while it is statistically inaccurate. So even government is showing some misleading public and policy makers about the severity of TB situation in India. Okay, so here this article is finally saying that we need to have some comprehensive strategies so that we can focus on improved healthcare access and as well as patient support system. So even recently government had been increased some monetary allowance which is given for these patients from 500 rupees to 1000 rupees, right? That is Nikshay portion. Okay, so you have to see what are the recent developments of government regarding this TB elimination as well. So see that once. And next one here is, if you see this global context, so India's decline in incidence is notable compared to that of global averages. So if you're comparing with the different countries, so what is the thing here that we can appreciate is the number of incidents, the amount of incidents of this declining of cases is India is very good when we are comparing with it of other countries, especially if you are comparing with the cases of Africa, they are very high compared to that of India. So in this way, if you are comparing with some other country, we can feel proud. Okay, and this article is saying that we need to have the proper and urgent actions and we need to come with innovative solutions to address this TB in India, and we have to focus on sustainable investment so that we can mobilize the resources to take the proper steps, and even community engagement is very important in health initiatives. Okay, clear? So these are some important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much guys for watching, and if you like this video, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods Science Academy. And we are providing daily quiz and as well as daily one mains question and also word of the day in our Telegram channel. So please do join that channel and the link is given in description box.